Dear listeners, my name is Anthony Clark.
And I'm Melanie Clark.
And we are the Amazing
Clarks.
We're both award-winning certified life and love coaches and a husband and wife duo that have been coaching together as a team for 24 years, that have been passionately in love for 32. They call us the Amazing Clarks because we empower people to live amazing lives.
And we're here to help you get from where you are to where you want to be in life and love. Love the Amazing Clarks is our personal love letter to all of you that love as much as we do.
That's right, so let's get to it. So today we have another amazing episode for you guys.
Yes.
Today's main topic is magnetic marriages. Magnetic marriages.
I want some.
Wow, that sounds exciting.
Yes, it does.
Magnetic marriages. Today we're going to talk about what it is, how you can make it work for you in your marriage to get you more of what you both want, you and your partner want.
Love it.
And if you're using it, maybe some ways that you're not using it to really maximize it.
Your best advantage.
Right. And when we're talking about magnetic marriages, really we're talking about the law of attraction.
Yes.
So we're going to tell you how to use that correctly in your marriage. But before we jump to the main topic, it's time for the listener's notes. Now, this
listeners' letters, honey.
Thanks for the catch, baby.
You're welcome.
The listeners'
letters.
You. Good job. So this segment is where you guys send in your questions about dating, relationships, life, anything you want, and we will answer the questions on the podcast. So today, baby, what's today's listener's letter?
Today's listener letter is Karen out of Houston, Texas. Ooh, Karen. Karen says, I am a 38-year-old married woman, and I went to lunch with a man I met online. My sugar levels had been low that morning, and I started feeling lightheaded during lunch. I asked my date to drive me to the doctor's office. I thought he left, so I called my husband to pick me up. When I got out to the lobby, my husband and my date were sitting side by side. I thanked my date for bringing me as though he were a complete stranger from the restaurant. He looked confused as I left with my husband. Do I call him and explain what happened, or do I block him and move on? Ooh, Karen.
What happened?
Messiness is what happened.
Wow.
Okay, so let's answer her letter. This is what we're supposed to do, Anthony.
I'm going to be non-judgmental.
Okay.
I'm just going to be open-minded.
Okay.
I don't want to pass judgment on her.
You're right.
It just caught me off guard.
Yes. Who does that?
Right. Okay. So,
okay.
Who?
Center?
That's a lot. That's a whole lot.
Okay, I'm going to do what you're doing. I'm being non-judgmental. So my answer would be, Karen, yes, you should call him back and explain what happened. And then you should really seek some marriage counseling. Think about your own relationship and why you are dating while you are married, because that's what's getting you in these situations. No judgment, but I would say you're leaving another person kind of hanging. They don't know what happened. But, when messiness happens like this, when you attract this kind of stuff, it's really showing you that you really need to look at your life and decide what you want. It sounds like she has some split energy. She wants to be married, obviously, because she's married, but then she's also dating.
Right.
So she's, doing things to create chaos in her life and messiness. That's not a judgment. It's just an observation.
Yeah.
But whenever you're dealing with other people, I always think it's important to close a communication loop, which means let them know what happened, because people carry the experiences that they have with you throughout their life. So let them know what happened, and girl, get your life together.
Yeah. Good point. Wow.
What do you say, Anthony?
I say start by going to church, and I'm just joking. I was
like, no. Okay.
No. First of all, honesty is always the best policy.
Yeah.
And if that's how she's getting down and that's what she wants, that's okay. Yeah. As long as she's honest with everybody involved and they agree to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And give them the choice. I think it's not right to keep people in the dark and just to be deceptive.
Yeah.
Because it's always going to come back and bite you in your ass in the long run.
I look at it like, in this situation, what's the most loving thing to do, right? Let the guy know what happened, and then look at her life and create what she actually wants, because it kind of seems like she's got stuff going on that she doesn't actually want, split energy there. So
Yeah.
Let's be loving to others and ourselves.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
Karen. Okay. Well, thank you, Karen, for sending in.
Could you email us, Karen? Because I would love to coach you. I want to know more. I want to dig into your brain files. I want to see what's causing this messiness.
But Karen's bold.
Yes,
Karen got some balls.
Lady balls.
Lady balls.
Lady balls, wow. Karen.
Wow, okay.
All right. Anyways,
I'll see you, Karen. Okay,
we can discuss this, but we got a topic. Let's get to our topic. Wow.
So once again, guys, if you guys have any questions that you guys want us to answer on our podcast, then leave your questions in the listeners' notes below, and we will get at it.
Yes.
Okay. So now, time for the main topic.
All right. One.
That was a good one. That was good. The main topic today is magnetic marriages.
Magnetic marriages. You came up with that one.
That was really good.
You
that
like
was a good title. Yeah, that was good.
You know, I get a good one every once in a while.
Because you came up with it, I'm going to let you start it.
Okay. So, you know, I love law of attraction and pretty much everything we do. Right. And we try to live, you know, around ideas and concepts of living a loving life, right? And and using law of attraction. So law of attraction basically is our energy. What we think creates our energy, which creates our vibration, and we attract what matches our vibration. So when it comes to marriage, that's why we're always talking about, you guys, like how to manage your thoughts, what thoughts you're thinking, how you're reacting to each other, because those thoughts are creating your vibration and you're either magnetizing what you want or magnetizing what you don't want. And we find that for a lot of people in marriage, it's really easy to get stuck on focusing on what you don't want. And then you begin to magnetize that. And then you become unhappy in your marriage. Right. Conversely, when people are happy in marriages, and a lot of what we do, and we try to share with you guys, is we focus on the things that we love about each other and that we like about each other, and then we magnetize more of that. So by focusing on love and positivity and the things that we really, really enjoy about each other, we are literally creating more of those things and attracting more of those things.
Excellent. Good job. Good job.
Thank you. Did I get an A for the day?
You always get an A, baby.
Yeah.
You know, one of the reasons why I want to talk about this subject as well is because in our coaching practice, we've been running across a lot of couples that are new to coaching.
Yeah.
And when we ask them about the law of attraction, they're like, oh, yeah, we know about it. But then as we dig further, it's like, no, they don't know very much. And so it was like we were running into this so much. It was like, okay, let me put this out there for the masses.
Let's do a podcast for them.
A podcast, yeah. Okay. And let me start by saying, first of all, for some of you guys out there that are thinking like, what is the law of attraction? Melanie broke it down to you really quick. But basically, it's that our thoughts attract things. Our thoughts attract people, experiences, and situations that match our thoughts. So if you're focused on negative thoughts, you're going to attract negativity into your life. If you're focused on positive thoughts, you'll tend to attract more positive things into your life. But most people aren't aware of their thoughts.
Yeah.
And so they're attracting things in their life that they don't want, and they don't realize that they're the ones that are attracting those things because of their thoughts that they're not aware of.
They're creating them.
They're creating them, right. And so a lot of people say like, the law of attraction, well, it isn't working. It doesn't work. Well, it actually does work. You're just attracting what you don't want because you're focusing on what you don't want. And so that's the key. So we're going to try to work all of that out for you guys so you guys can get a better understanding and really capitalize off of it.
Yeah.
Then some of you guys are like, well, you know what? That's magic. That's airy-fairy. No, it's not. It's a universal law. It's based on science.
Yes.
And it's like gravity. Whether you believe in gravity or not, it does not matter. You could jump off that building. Your ass is going to hit that ground, regardless of whether you believe in it or not. It's affecting you always. You cannot escape it. Right. So if it's always affecting you, it's always impacting your life. You might as well use it to your advantage. So it's not magic. It's not evil. It's not witchcraft. Yeah. It is science. It's frequencies. That's like saying your telephone, your iPhone in your pocket. It's witchcraft. Ooh, get rid of it. It uses frequencies to connect with other people, and it's magic. No, it's not. It's satellites, people, and you know it is. So law of attraction is the same thing.
You know it is.
You know it is. Okay, we're going to get this. I'm going to wrestle you guys around.
You got to make sure
y'all walk away
these couples are going to get it.
Magnetic marriages.
You know,
right.
I would add a little bit deeper, and then I really want to dig into like how they can utilize this in their marriage. Is not only do your thoughts help you attract things, but the more you think those thoughts, they become your beliefs, and then they create your emotional state. So the thoughts that you have, yes, you're attracting based on your thoughts. When you think thoughts for a long time over and over and over again, and you create patterns, what happens is there's a part of your brain that literally filters that into your reality.
Mm-hmm.
So you start to see more of it. And most of us have been taught seeing is believing, right? So when you see something, you're like, that's real. I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. But it's kind of the opposite. And that's what we're teaching people is believing is not seeing. It is, yes, believing is seeing. You create what you see from your beliefs. And your beliefs are literally just your thoughts. You keep thinking them over and over and over again until your brain adjusts and goes, okay, let me show that to you now, because you said that you want that. You've thought that so much. So, for example, when it comes to marriage, once you focus in on a story, which are thoughts that you put together, and then you kept thinking, your brain will filter in examples of that. So I'm just going to use one of the basic ones that people talk about in marriages all the time. My husband left the toilet seat up, right? If that is something that you say all the time and you believe men do that all the time, you will literally start experiencing that. And you will subconsciously do things to make that happen. Heck, you could even be the one starting to leave the toilet seat up. Like, I'm going to clean in here, and then leave it up for yourself, because that's a belief that you have. Even if your partner is not doing it, you can make it actually happen in your marriage. But the thing about that that's so wonderful, like it seems like a negative. I know it seems like a negative. It is negative if you're not conscious and you're not aware of your thoughts and you're not aware of the stories that you have about each other. They will naturally become negative over time. But when you're conscious and you're like, I'm going to create this amazing story about you because that's who you were when I met you and I fell in love with you. And then over time, I stopped paying attention to that and noticed all the stuff I don't like. And now I have a new story and I'm unhappy. I'm going to go back to the original story. Or I'm going to create my focus in a way that I'm noticing all of the great things about you. You can literally give yourself that command. I want to notice all of the great things about you. Anthony, I notice all of the great things about you. I really do.
Thank you.
And I attract more and more and more. So it's not this magic formula that Anthony and I are just lucky to be so in love with each other. We're this in love with each other because we focus on being in love with each other. We focus on the things that we love and appreciate about each other. We think about them. We talk about them. We show each other those things. And we're attracting more and more of them. And we have this magnetic marriage because of it. We're magnetizing those things from each other.
Exactly. And so it really starts with this being aware of what story you're telling about your partner and what aspects of your relationship and your partner that you're focused on. And so, for example, you can be like, you know what, my partner's selfish. And can your partner be selfish? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, everybody can be a little selfish.
Everybody can be. But I guarantee you there are moments where your partner's not selfish and being very generous. But once you lock onto your story that my partner is selfish, and you say it with enough emotions, eventually you're going to attract more examples of your partner being selfish.
Yeah.
And then when you see the examples, then you go, see, I told you it's true. And then you'll root it even deeper into the subconscious mind, which will make you attract even more of it. And then that will be your truth. Whether it serves you or not, it does not matter. If that's your story, that will become your truth. Meanwhile, there are going to be examples where your partner's going, look, I'm trying to be generous. I'm doing these things for you. And you will literally not see it.
Yeah.
Because it does not match your story. And then you're only pointing out with the negative, that they're not doing it, and they're going, look, I am doing it. And eventually your partner's going to get fed up. They're going to stop trying. They're going to start attacking you back. You guys are going to start to disconnect and grow apart, and the marriage is going to be over. And so The key is to go, what is it that I want in my marriage? That's the first step.
Mm.
You have to have a vision of what it is that you want to attract.
Yes.
You have to be clear. I want to attract more love in my marriage. I want to attract more trust, more loyalty, more communication,
more friendship.
Right. You have to want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And once you just start asking yourself or making those statements, the subconscious mind is going to go, oh, that's what you want?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to start showing you examples of that.
Yeah.
And then you start telling yourself, even if your partner's not doing it at the moment, tell yourself, man, my partner's so generous. Man, my partner is so trustworthy. Man, my partner, and say it with that emotion,
right?
Not just the words. You can attract with the words, but you really attract with the emotion. So if you say, you know what, man, my partner's trustworthy, how would that make you feel? Good. So attach the emotion of happiness and joy.
Yep.
With that. And eventually, something incredible is going to happen. All of a sudden, you're going to start seeing examples of your partner being trustworthy, your partner being loyal, your partner being a great communicator. And what changed? Your partner may not have changed, but your perspective changed.
Yep.
When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And so that is the key to how to use the law of attraction in your marriage to attract more of what you want.
Yes. So, when we talk about magnetizing marriages, you're always magnetizing, like constantly. It's happening every second of the day.
Yes.
So this is not a new idea.
We're immersed in an electromagnetic field. We're like a fish in water, an electromagnetic ocean.
Yes. And so the way that Anthony's describing that, what you could do, and we have so much opportunity to do this now, is be aware of what you're bombarding your system with, right? Because we have TV, we have social media, we have music. And one of the things that I noticed, Anthony, and you and I have had so many discussions about this, is a lot of the music from our generation that we grew up was love music. It was like, I want to be in love. It's easy to be in love. I love loving you. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. It was all these beautiful songs about love. And that's what we grew up listening to. So we believe in love so much because we were bombarded with love. A lot of the television shows that we watched growing up were about love and family and connection. And so we grew up believing in those ideas. And I know a lot of young people today have grown up with music and television and social media that's telling them love is hard and love is not possible and someone's coming for you and they want to do you wrong. And what?
WAP.
Oh, yes. And WAP, Anthony. Yes.
Lots of WAP.
Yes.
Lots of WAPing.
But if you want a loving, committed, connected marriage, you must focus on loving, committed, connected marriage material, right? That's how you magnetize. That means watching videos about it, reading books about it, listening to music that matches what you want. Whatever you are focusing on and immersing yourself into and creating emotion with is going to be the outcome in your marriage. So if you're over here watching, I don't even know what shows are out there when it comes to this stuff, but I know there's like a lot of reality shows and couples fighting and throwing shit at each other. If that's what you're watching, you are going to start to pick up that energy and create that in your own marriage. So what you're focusing on is becoming what you're magnetizing in your marriage. And it may not just be your partner. It may be external circumstances. Like I saw this video on Instagram one day of this lady saying like, I left my husband because I was this, because everything she was watching on social media told her to leave her husband, that he wasn't good enough. And then she found herself single and she couldn't get nobody else. And she was like, I wish I would have never left my husband. I had it good. But she's listening to all these messages telling her her marriage is not good enough. She's comparing it to this idea of a perfect marriage. There's no perfect marriage. There is a opportunity for love and growth and connection and building life together. And that sometimes is going to be messy. Sometimes it's going to be hard, but you can create the overall vibe of your marriage. And if you keep that good, if you keep it positive and optimistic, optimistic, when you hit those downturns, when you run into that messiness, you will get through it a lot easier with a lot less collateral damage in your marriage because you have the strength and the energy to get through those challenges. Every marriage is going to have challenge because that's how we grow.
You got it.
Thanks.
Now, I know that there are those listeners right now that are like,
anyway,
how am I'm not going to ignore all this stuff that my partner's doing. They think they're going to get away with it. I'm just supposed to play stupid and not, pay attention to it.
Yeah.
No, that's not what we're telling you. We're not telling you to just play dumb.
No.
We're telling you to pick and choose your battles. And so if you're focusing on the things you love and appreciate about your partner and you're expressing that on a consistent basis and you're attracting experiences that match that and your partner is too, then when those moments come when you have to address the things that need to be improved, the areas that, aren't doing so well, the constructive criticism
that you are noticing,
right, then your partner's going to be able to accept it much easier.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to be able to address it much easier and resolve it much easier than as opposed to where if you're only focused on pointing out what you don't like, you're always criticizing, always telling me what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Then they're going to shut you out and they're not going to hear you. And so you have to really learn how to pick and choose your battles and get away from absolutes as well. Get away from my partner always does, always, because that's going to lock you in too.
Yep.
So here's an exercise that you guys can do that can start moving you in the right direction. Start making a list of all the things you love and appreciate about your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Start with that.
Yeah.
Just get a pen and piece of paper or your phone and just write out as many things as possible. And then look at that list throughout the day. Focus on that list throughout the day. Talk about it like your partner is already matching that list and doing the things that are on there.
Mm-hmm.
And the brain can't tell the difference between a lie or the truth. If you feed it your brain something enough times, eventually it's going to believe it.
Yep.
So it's the same thing with this. Now, you have a choice. You can go, well, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. Why should I? You have every right to do that. That's free will.
Yep.
But if you want something different, if you want a better, happier relationship, then you got to do extra. You got to do extra to have extraordinary. And so it's going to be worth the effort. And also start being aware of the conversations that you're having with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I found that with me, I had to be very aware of catching myself. Because every now and then I'll catch myself thinking something negative, like, you know what? My partner was being mean to me, or my partner did, Melanie did this, or Melanie did that, Melanie. And I have to catch myself.
Melanie.
And I have to catch myself because if I do that, then once again, I'm going to attract more of that.
Mm-hmm.
Who attracted it? Me. Who has to take responsibility for what they attracted? Me. Who can change what I attracted? Me. See how that worked? Me.
Yeah.
And so
that's your power. That's our personal power individually.
So when I catch myself having those negative thoughts, I catch it, I make peace with it, and then I redirect it to a positive thought.
Mm-hmm.
That's the process.
Yeah, that is the process. And I want you guys to understand, like, I just wish I could just do a whole coaching session with everybody about why you're attracting what you're attracting from your partner. You're attracting what you're attracting because they are, for whatever the reason, the right person to help you become the fully expressed version of yourself, to help you grow spiritually and to become who you said you wanted to be before you were ever even born. And so our partners become our mirrors and they show us things about ourselves that we can't see. And it's not always comfortable. And I think that's what happens in relationship, because we need to feel loved when it's happening, because those are parts of ourselves that we're not loving, that our partner's showing us. So we're attracting it from them. But we tend to take it personally, and you're being mean to me and you're trying to hurt me. And I think it's really important to create the story with each other in your marriage, to sit with each other and say, this is a safe space. I have your best interest at heart. I am not ever going to intentionally hurt you. I love you. I want to live my life with you. Whatever comes up, it is about our growth and it is about our expansion as a couple. Like, make that agreement. And even in that, it's like a business has a mission, right? And you always align your values and everything towards your mission. Your marriage should have a mission, and it should be to grow and evolve individually and together, and to be able to mirror that for each other in a loving, positive way. That's what you'll
Yeah.
magnetize in your marriage if you make that agreement with each other.
Yes, ma'am. You got it. A lot of times I find it entertaining in coaching because when people come to us for coaching, and there's usually a problem in the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and they're focused on what they don't want, what they don't like,
Yep.
and
About the other person.
about the other person.
Yes.
And so we'll let them get it out this system. Like, okay, what's going on? My partner does this, and they don't do this, and they don't do that. And they give us details. They give us examples. They give us dates. They give us, documents to back it up. They give us all emotions, videos. And then we go,
Evidence.
okay, that's what you don't want.
Yep.
Now, in the perfect world, how would you like it to be? What is it that you do want?
Happy.
I want to be happy, but I can't because my partner doesn't let me. And they go right back to what they don't want.
Yeah.
Then we nudge them back, bring them back. Okay, we got clear already on what it is that you don't want. What is it that you do want?
Mm-hmm.
They struggle. They can't come up with it. And if they do, then it's vague.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why the law of attraction isn't working, why they're not attracting what they want. The law of attraction is working.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's working perfectly. But you're focused on what you don't want. That's why you've been getting so much of what you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not clear on what it is that you do want because you've been so focused on what you don't want. And so the key is to get clear. Look at it like the universe is like a waiter. And it's going, what would you like? Can I take your order?
Mm-hmm.
And you go, bring me food. What kind of food? Food that I can eat. Okay. And they bring you a liver sandwich. And you go, ew, I don't want that. What do you want? Food. What kind of food? Food that I can eat. And they bring you back, crab sandwich. I don't know. And you're like, ew, I don't want that. What is it that you want? You have to get clear and specific on what it is that you want, or else you're going to get more of what you don't want.
Yep.
And so get clear.
Yeah.
Write it down. In a perfect world, in a magical world, how would you like your relationship to be? So you're going to write down the things you appreciate about your partner, and then you're going to write down, in a perfect world, how would you like things to be?
Can I give an exercise for that? I love this exercise. I think this is super important. So ask your partner how they would like to be seen. And let them tell you how they want you to see them. So, for example, it's really easy to create negative stories about each other, and then you start treating each other that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then your partner's trying to be like, no, I'm not that. I'm this. Ask each other, how do you want me to see you? And then practice seeing each other that way, right? Anthony, I know that you like to be seen as powerful. You demand a lot of respect because you treat people with respect. You're super creative. You're intelligent. You're fun. You will throw a joke in a time where I didn't even see it coming. So you're super spontaneous. I love that about you. So I believe I see you the way that you want me to see you. I think we get into issues when I don't see you the way that you want to be seen and vice versa. So I think this exercise is great. Tell each other who you believe that you are and how you want to be seen. And then you treat each other that way. It's going to feel real good because now you're not battling each other about who you are and how you're showing up in the marriage. You have told each other who you are. Because what's happening, you guys, is we're literally living two different realities as a couple. So if I'm not focusing on the good in you that you believe is good in you, I may not see it. Mm-hmm. So you have to tell me like what's important to you, how you want to be seen, and how you want to be loved in the marriage.
Exactly.
You like that?
I love that.
I like it too.
And also be aware of this, and this is what I think catches a lot of couples too. This is a fast food generation.
Oh, yes, honey.
And everybody wants the results. Boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. Period. They want it now.
Yep.
And with the law of attraction, everything has a gestation period. Everything. Just like a baby takes 9 months.
Yep.
Everything has a gestation period. And that manifestation of what you want to see in your partner, okay, you focus on what you want. You're being positive. You're visualizing the things that you love and appreciate about your partner and what you're clear on what it is that you want to attract. Okay. And then you went out there and you practiced for a couple of days. And then you turn around and your partner repeat that same negative behavior again. You go, see, nothing changed.
It's not working.
Nothing changed. It didn't work.
Yep.
Now, and what you actually did is you just took yourself right back.
Yep.
You took about 3 steps back.
Mm-hmm.
And then they do it again and again.
Yep.
Here's the thing that you got to realize. What you see right now at this moment is an old manifestation that happened already. And what you focus on now is going to come into your reality in the future.
It's your future reality.
It's your future reality. So what happened now, don't worry about it. Ignore it. Ignore it. Keep your eye on the prize. Keep visualizing what you want next in the future. Ignore the stuff that's going on right now. There's a little delay. And just immerse yourself in appreciating that vision that you have. And when you least expect it, boom, that's when your partner will start exhibiting those behaviors. Or you'll start being more aware of the positive that you want to attract. And when you notice it, celebrate it. Point it out to your partner. Thank your partner. Have big positive emotions with it. That's sending a message to the universe going, yes, more of this. Yes, more of this. And you'll attract more of it.
One of my favorite things about coaching couples is when we see that transformation. And it's usually one person that's a little bit less knowledgeable about energy and law of attraction and that type of thing. And then once they learn it and they just get so excited and run with it and have such a shift that their lives just change so quickly. It can happen very quickly. It just depends on the amount of resistance that you have. And resistance is basically how much you fight what you want. And it's interesting. A lot of times people are fighting what they want because there are all of these beliefs that we've been taught growing up about, hold people accountable and to be realistic. And, we have all these biases about all of these different things. And so those things cause resistance and don't allow us to just go, yes, I want that. I want joy. I want happiness. I want good love making. I want friendship. Yeah, give it to me. Right? Because we got to get through all these barriers of thoughts and beliefs that tell us we can't have that, or that it's difficult, or that we only get glimpses of it. And that's not true. But we have to decide what our story is, what we're going to focus on. And if you'll do that, you'll start to those beliefs and those biases will start to disintegrate. And then you create a whole new belief system, a whole new neural pathway, neural nets in your brain where your thoughts actually become positive automatically. And you start vibrating the positive energy automatically. You walk into a room and people are there's just something about you. They're just magnetized towards you. As a couple, I love this about us, Anthony. Like, it just cracks me up every time it happens. As a couple, people notice because love is our essence, and we could see that in each other. When you do it for each other, you do it for the world. Like, you literally show the world, you remind the world of how much love there is in the world. And so a magnetic marriage is available to you. It's wonderful. That's what we coach people into. I love it so much. But it really starts with the individual. Do not look at your partner like it's your job to create for me. Do it for yourself individually. And like Anthony always says, like, when you do it individually, when you come together, it's just so much easier. You're not trying to fix each other. You're not trying to change each other. You're not trying to control each other. You're each literally vibrating and attracting what matches what you actually want in your life to create a life that you love.
Yes, I agree. And that also means that be very aware. It's like that saying, see no evil, hear no evil. What is it? See, hear, and
Speak.
What else? Speak. Right. So you have to be aware that, stop having those negative conversations with your friends about your relationship, about relationships, period. Stop watching those TV shows that are, portraying negative relationships in a, negative light or lots of drama and chaos. Stop listening to podcasts that have negative, perspectives on relationships. Start focusing on the ones that have the positive representations of what you want to attract and see in your life. Because seeing is attracting, hearing is attracting, speaking is attracting. So you're attracting not just with your mind, not just with your emotions, but all of your senses. So if you immerse your senses on what it is that you want to see in your marriage, then you have no choice but to attract it. This is not magic. This is not psychology. This is science. This is neuroscience, people. Quantum physics.
So I want to leave them with this. I know everybody wants to say be realistic, but you got to ask yourself, what do you want more? Do you want to be realistic or do you want to be in love? Do you want to be happy? It's your choice. If you focus on love and happiness, that will become your reality, and then you can be realistic.
That's right. So, magnetic marriages. Boom.
Yes.
Good job, baby.
So good. I feel so satisfied right now.
Good job. I know. Man, we wanted to get that off our chest for a while.
Yeah, we've been thinking about that. So I just want to tell all of you, thank you so much for joining us. We really love and appreciate you. That's our story. We're sticking to it because it's true. So thank you all so much for joining us.
That's right. And if you guys haven't got a chance to get a copy of our book, Crack the Code, Secrets to Achieving Your Happily Ever After, make sure you pick up a copy today, available at Amazon.com. And if you guys are interested in coaching with the amazing Clarks, you can coach with us on Zoom, you can coach with us by phone, or if you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, you can even coach with us in person. And last but not least, if you guys are interested in becoming life coaches, or if you just want to learn some skills to learn how to life coach yourself or the people around you, or maybe even in your business, then check out our life coach training and certification course at Law of Attraction, lifecoachacademy.com.
And be sure to head on over to our socials at The Amazing Clarks on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So you guys, remember this. Seeing is, I forgot what I was going to say.
Go there, go there.
Yes. Remember to go there. You got to grow there.
That's right. So there you go, people. We gave it to you. Now what you going to do with it?
Love the Amazing Clarks.